Okay, I'm about to go over a trade that I took. I took this on NAS 100 on the E-mini. I'm trading on futures. What you call it? Tradovate right here. Tradovate futures. It's regulated in the US, so yeah. Anyways, NAS 100. For the people that don't know what NAS is, so NAS is basically this. This is NAS 100, right? You see CNBC. I'll post the link in below, so you guys can come here if you want to. You don't necessarily need it, but it is what it is. So NAS is basically a lot of companies just all in one. So you see, there's Adobe. Some of these I don't really know, but I know a couple of these like Adobe, Copart. I've seen this name before, but I don't really know what it is. There's Comcast, Costco. There's Dollar Tree. I'm surprised Dollar Tree's in here because it's usually like a bunch of tech that's in here. But there's Dollar Tree. There's EA, Electronic Arts. What else? There's Apple in here somewhere for sure. Marriott right there. Netflix. O'Reilly, which is a car place. Paychecks, which is I'm pretty sure some of you know what that is. PayPal, Pepsi, Ross, the store, which is I'm surprised that's on here. This the little radio station stuff, whatever. Starbucks, Tesla, T-Mobile, Walgreens, Warner Bros, Airbnb, Advanced Micro Devices. I think I heard about that. I'm not sure. Amazon, DoorDash, Apple. Yeah, there go Apple. And yeah, so it's just a whole bunch of companies rolled in one. Saying this Nasdaq. Here's US 30, which is Dow. And US 30 is basically the same thing. There's a couple of the same companies, but a lot of different ones. You see how short US 30 list is compared to NAS. So yeah. If you wanna come out here and look at it, go right ahead. But yeah, these are the only two that have it like that. It's probably others, but these are the only ones that's on here that has it like that. So now that you know what NAS is, okay. So there was news. You see, April 1st, news, 10 a.m. I did not trade until after news passed. I did not trade. Okay. So, and today's going to be, this week is going to be a rough week because it's the beginning of the week. In the beginning of the week, they always have stuff like this, NFP, right? You'll see a bunch of BS that they just throw on here just so that they could make it harder. But it's cool. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the charts. Now that we, know what NAS is, which I probably should have added this inside the, the course on the upper part. But hey, if you go through the entire videos, this is a gem for you. Okay. Okay, now that we on the charts, okay. So I was watching you see this gap right here? I was watching this gap because this is a new week opening gap right here. This is a gap in price. You see, this was Thursday, March 28th. And this was Sunday, March 31st. So there's a gap in price, and you see as soon as it came back into it, I mean, it touched it, it went up a little bit, came back a little lower, which this was 9:30 open. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, this candle was 9:30, but let me see. Let me just show you guys, because I was considering taking this trade like once I seen it took liquidity, because on like 9:31, 9:32, I was considering taking it because I seen that it left that wick, right? That wick that you see right here, it left the wick, so I was considering taking it, which would have been a crazy trade. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this trade would have been crazy if I took it, because I was think about taking this trade, because once I seen it took this low right here, just put that liquidity. I seen it took liquidity right there, and I understood where I was in the market, which was this volume imbalance. You know what I mean? A lot of times what the market does is it goes towards it, tap it, and then it'll, push it. Now, that doesn't mean that if it comes back to it another time that it's going to hold it. It doesn't mean that, as you see right here. So sometimes, you just got to, be on your toes in these markets. So I was thinking about just getting in on this, but I kind of hesitated, and you see what happened. It just literally just kept going, and that was before news. So just these two candles, look at that, 450 points in like two candles, crazy. So and then I was considering taking, because I'm pretty sure you guys can see it right here. Right, this breaker. Wait, let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, I was considering taking this breaker right here, but not really taking it on the breaker. I was considering taking it right here on the order block, but what is it? Order block. But I was looking at DXY, and I don't think I went over DXY. Do I want to go over DXY right now? Yeah, let me just go over DXY. Just go over DXY really quick. So DXY, this is just the dollar. This is the actual US dollar. But you cannot trade this. You cannot trade US dollar. But they have a chart, like it shows you, what's going on with the dollar. Like, is it up? Is it down? And you guys can see it, like, yeah. So that's what was going on. So I was looking at, let me see. I was looking at here. And then I seen that, right, the dollar pushed up. So when a dollar push up, usually indices, which is NAS and US 30, Dow, usually if the dollar is going up, the other stuff is going down, which is NAS is going down. So I seen that this was a strong candle right here. This candle was a strong candle. And then on top of that, I got all these stuff marked out on my other chart. Let me see if I could. Let me see DXY. Hold on, let me save this. Let me see if I could just pull it up really quick. DXY. So I don't have to draw it out. Hold on. Okay, so there we go. All right, so I had this marked out, The buy side liquidity is there. And then, you know, just so the dollar have been making you know, like higher highs, higher lows, whatever. And it's showing like bullish tendency. So which is kind of weird because the dollar been going up and Nas and you know on the indices, right? Nas 100, Dow, you know, these are indices, and usually when the dollar goes up, the other stuff goes down. But Nas, ES, you know, US 30, these been going up. They've been going up, making all-time highs, even though the dollar been going up. So it's kind of tough to trade right now. So if you're trading, it's tough to trade right now. Currently, we are April 1st, 2024. So if you've been trading, you know, within anytime within, you know, these ranges, you see how the dollar been basically consolidating, but going up slowly but surely, consolidating. And you know that if you've been trading and you wonder why the market is moving kind of weird, it's because you got the dollar doing this. So when the dollar's doing that, then that's when you're gonna get a bunch of weird stuff. So you see how long this took to you know, to make up his mind, right? And then even though it pushed out like it did here, it doesn't mean that it's gonna continue to go up. So you still gotta pay attention to that. So anyways, let me hold on. Let me bring this back up so I know how much minutes we on. We on 12 minutes. All right, so the dollar been showing strong bullish, you know, tendencies. So you got this gap right here that it, you know, it ran up, came back, touched it, ran up again. There's a gap right here, but this gap turned into a inverted gap, right? And then the reason why this trade was good is because, well, you can't trade DXY, but the reason why you see it's doing this is because it did not take out this liquidity. So this just goes to show that you know, since it didn't take out this low, that is just making higher highs. I mean higher lows. So there's the low right here, and this is a low on a lower time frame. But I'm looking at the weekly, so you're probably not able to like really comprehend what's going on right now. But I'm about to go down anyway. So there we go, the daily. So that's a low. You see it did not take it out. So which, you know, it's, you know, it's good. I mean, it could be good and it could be bad. So if you would have seen it and you would have took buys, then you'd have been taking a risk. You would want to wait because it did take out liquidity here. It took liquidity out right here. It took liquidity out here, so it didn't necessarily need to take out this liquidity. And if it did take that out, then I would, you know, dollar probably would have been going lower, because if it took this out, I mean, what's stopping it from taking this out? So if you know what I mean, if you understand, which I mean, I put in the course, like you should understand by now. So there's a volume imbalance right here. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know, this whole time I've been just watching dollar, and just kind of matching it up with what I'm trading. And I've been trading NAS, you know, basically this entire month I've been trading NAS. Besides that, it was one day I traded Swiss, but I just been trading NAS just because, you know, I've been just, you know, catching some setups on there. So, which is crazy because I don't really like NAS, to be honest. But I mean, I made some, you know, made some good gains today, so I'm not really complaining. But there go the volume imbalance for the daily. So you see bullish characteristics. You see the volume imbalance. It came back, touched it, it overshot it a little bit, but it literally closed within here. and then it pushed up, and then you see even right here, there's a volume, not a volume bounce. There's a gap right here, and this gap is a 4-hour gap as well, but it literally matches up with the daily gap. Like literally, like this is a 4-hour gap that I marked out. But look, touched it daily, and look what happened. Push, buy side liquidity. So let's go down to the 4-hour, and I'm just, you know what I mean. I gotta go over all that so that you can understand why I took the trade that I took today. So there's a 4-hour, and you see it created a low, the swing low right here inside of the gap, right? And there's the breaker. So the breaker is attached to the gap right there, and you know you love to see it. It didn't come, you know what I mean. It didn't even come to halfway of the breaker. It wicked it, stop, and continue. Now this is a, you know, like I said, this is a slow grind up, which if you was trading anytime between these days, I mean, it would have been tough, especially if you know, a day trader, like me. If you a swing trader, I mean, probably would have, you know, I mean, it all depends on what you trade, but yeah. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go back to NAS. So you seen, okay, this trade, like it pushed up, the dollar pushed up strong. So I seen that on the dollar. Okay, so I seen that on the dollar, and look, it's crazy, right? Cause I had this gap marked out. I have both of these gaps marked out, but you see it, literally, like it's playing around the gap. You know what I mean? You don't really want to take this trade. You know, I would have been interested in taking right, because if we hold on, if I was to do this, look for the 50%. It lines up perfectly with this one. So this is the one I was looking for to trade, but I mean it's taking too long, so I'm not even gonna consider getting in again because I already won. I took a trade right here. I already won, so I don't need to take another trade. I was considering taking this one, but I kind of hesitated. You know what I mean? Only because I didn't want to give back some of the money that I already made. I mean, I was gonna take this trade right here, but I kind of hesitated because I didn't want to really give back the profits that I made here over here, because I was gonna considering taking this because once I seen this, like it literally closed within it, and then if we look right here, you could clearly see it took liquidity. Well, let me just make it buy side. Where's buy side? It took buy side liquidity right there, so that was gonna make me get in the trade. But like I said, since I'm trading futures, you know, because usually what I would have done is got in right there. All right, I would have did something like this. Got in here. If this was forex, I would have got in right here, and my stop loss would have been like up here, and then my my take profit would have been down here. That's what I would have done. And then since it didn't, you know what I mean, once I seen it would have pushed up a little bit, I probably would have just closed it like somewhere within here or whatever, you know. Because if you take like a 2-to-1 on NAS, you still good. So I probably would have, like, once it started doing this, like, I probably would have just closed it. But since I'm trading futures, which I could be trading the micro, but you know, it is what it is. I'm trading futures on the NAS. If you have a stop loss that big, you're risking a couple thousand, and I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't want to risk a couple thousand. So, you know what I mean? I wanted to get in on this candle, and then my stop loss would have been here, because if it was gonna go lower, it shouldn't have come back up here. As you see right here, it's it's not going up there. You see right here, like literally, because what I believe is gonna happen, and it doesn't have to do it because it already took out liquidity. I'm gonna show you guys which liquidity it took. So you see this low right here. What happened? I picked the wrong one. You see that swing low right there? That swing right there. That's liquidity right there. So since it already took that sell side out, I'm not too confident in this trade coming back here yet. Okay, I'm not confident in it coming back here yet. It could come down here, but it doesn't mean it has to come down there today, right? It could come down there tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. You see how much news we have, so and then let me just show you what this zone is, just so people is not confused. So this zone is just basically from here, from this swing, which I don't recommend you guys do, because this is just something that I noticed, and I'm not teaching this because this is kind of risky. But you got from this high right here, this swing high, and then at the time, this swing low, on the lower swing low, was this one. This is before this happened. This didn't happen yet. It was this one. It was this swing high right here. The market pushed up, and then it came and it made this low, and then it pushed up again. So I just drew it out. I drew from this low to this high. I mean, this high to this low, and then the market came to it, literally came to it, touched it, and pushed up. I mean, it didn't push up a lot. I mean, you could clearly see it's consolidating right here. So yeah. Anyways, let's get back to it. So that's that zone. And this thing taking long to load, but yeah. So that's what that zone is. So yeah, let's get back to this trade right here. Hold on. Okay, so I was considering taking this breaker right here, but I'm just like, the dollar is going up, right? And I'm trying to explain why I didn't take my trade setup, which is the breaker or the order block, why I did not take it. And the reason why is because I looked at the dollar and DXY, and the dollar is pushing up. So Nasdaq is supposed to go down. Okay. And then if we look right here, which this probably don't even have anything to do anything, but yeah, I can't really count all that. They should have a number counter next to it, so it could be easier. But you could see a lot of red, which I did not look at because I don't need to look at this to know. But you see a lot of red and a lot of green. It's basically like like in the middle, right? So that would show you what's going on NAS as well. But I wouldn't really pay attention to it. So I look at DXY, and I seen that it was going up. So since it's going up, NAS is supposed to come down. So I seen this volume imbalance right here. This volume imbalance right here. You see that? This candle close to this candle open, right? Because what I thought was gonna happen, what was happening is it was touching these gaps and it was pushing it, but it didn't really have any strong bodies, right? It just kept wicking back and forth. It just kept wicking back and forth, but it was staying in this area. So I kind of waited. And then news came out at 10. Like I said, this was news. This was a news candle. Let's look at this 1 minute. What happened on the 1 minute? Oh, so that's even better. So, that was the first time I looked at the 1 minute today. But yeah, so I seen the volume imbalance, and then I seen this green candle pushed it, and I was watching. I was thinking about taking it aggressively, like as soon as it touched it. But I'm like, okay, let me wait and see what it's gonna do. Okay. Let me zoom all the way in so you can see what I'm looking at. It touched it. It pushed it. I'm like, okay, let me just wait. Because maybe it just retraced and came back into this gap to go up. So let me just wait. And then I see this candle open, and then it pushed it. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, this is basically, it's taking liquidity right here. Basically what it's doing, taking liquidity. And this is why I don't really like to trade NAS, because NAS is like, all right, NAS will give you like good setups and then just blow right through it. Like it sometimes it won't respect it. So, this was kind of risky, but so I got in as soon as it started pushing them, like, start pushing away, like, you know what I mean? I think I clicked it like somewhere, like literally like on the line, but I guess, my you know what I mean? I'm with Comcast right now, and I think, like it didn't register it to the broker like instantly, but this is good, like, as instant as it's gonna get, like, you know what I mean? Cause I clicked it like somewhere within this range, but it put me in like somewhere over here, like it was literally close to the line. And I'm gonna link a video. I took a little screenshot of it, so I'll show you, like, I'm not just saying anything. Like I literally took this trade. And then as soon as I got in, it just one of my favorite ASAP. Like I didn't really have to like wait or anything. Like these are the type of trades that we want to be in. Like, like you want to get in and you want to see it just go in your favor, like instantly. Like you don't want to see it play around and all that. And now that I'm looking at the 1 minute, like this trade was perfect. I mean, it took liquidity right here. It went into this breaker right here, because you clearly see liquidity got swept right here with this candle. Went into this breaker right here, and then here's the gap right there. But I wasn't looking at the 1 minute. But it's crazy, right? I tell you guys, these time frames is these charts is fractal, and they all they all work as one. So if I would have got in, so if I was looking at the 1 minute, I probably would have got in like here, which was, would have, I would have been like, oh damn, like, but I was watching on 5 minute, and so I got out like literally like once it touched this breaker. I'm like, okay, cause this is where I wanted to get my trade, initially. And you could clearly see if you put the 50%, it's literally below the 50%. But the only thing is that this gap is on both sides. So that's the only thing that I don't like about that trade. So when this hit this, like once this hit it and I seen it was moving away, I got out. Like as soon as I seen it like didn't go through it, because if I'm in sales and I see a bullish period, a bullish zone, I want it to just break through it right away. I don't want to see it, touch it, and go. Even though if I would have held this trade, right? If I would have held this trade, I would have yeah. You see what happened? It just continued. But I mean, this was basically a 3-to-1, so that was a good trade. I'm gonna post the like me actually being in a trade. Like I actually like recorded it. It's not like me recording right now. It's like on my phone. I just took a little recording of it. But yeah, that was the trade that I took. And the reason why I didn't take this setup right here, I explained it with the DXY. That's the reason why I brought up DXY. So if you I should have posted it in like the early stages of the course, but it is what it is. I feel like if you're gonna learn, if you're gonna watch these videos and learn, you're gonna get to this video anyways, and you're gonna see which I already explained in some of the videos on why I wouldn't take some of these setups. Like if the gap is on both sides, I explained I wouldn't take that setup, stuff like that. So